Glory to Jesus. A wife ordered a headstone for her late husband's grave with the following inscription: "Rest in peace." A few days later, she discovered that her husband had left a part of his will to another woman. Furious, she called up the engraver to ask if he could change the inscription on the tombstone. The man replied that "rest in peace" had already been inscribed. Well then, she retorted, "Just add, until we meet again." If you are the one, what are you going to inscribe? Glory to Jesus. St. Francis Borgia was a Spanish nobility and deeply devoted to his queen, Queen Isabella. Upon her death, it fell to the lot of Francis to open her casket as a part of the ceremony, burial ceremony. What he saw was a foul and disgusting corpse. "What?" he exclaimed. "Is this all that remains of my gracious sovereign?" The gruesome sight of decaying corpse persuaded him to become a Jesuit priest, later became a saint. Life. A few days ago, there was a picture of a casket being rolled down from a plane or an aircraft. I was made to understand that it was the remains of one of our Nigerian politicians. That picture sent a very strong message to me personally. All the money, both in naira and foreign currency, buildings, establishments in different countries, have become so useless to him or to her. All that goes to the grave with him or her is just that small box we call caskets. None of his loved ones or her loved ones, political associates, friends, spouse, or even children, no one is ready to go into that casket with him or her to show solidarity. Everyone now avoids him or her. Because as you all know, once someone dies, the person begins to smell. Even while we are alive, we smell. Scratch your body and smell it. Even while you are alive, you will see how awful the smell will be. The person's title has changed. He or she is now addressed as corpse or late. A preacher says, death is a cessation of bodily life. It's a separation of man from everyone and everything which he holds dear upon earth. This very instructive event once again reminded me of the nothingness of life and the fact that death remains inevitable. When it is time to die, nothing can stop it. No currency, no matter how hard the currency is, not even the hardest currency, no political connection, no doctor, not even prayer can stop it. Our life is like a mist. We appear in the morning bright and beautiful and shining, but at evening fades away. If this is the situation with a human life, why then are people ready to tarnish the image of others, kill, betray, hurt people just to secure these temporal positions of authority and material wealth, or to climb the ladder of success in life? Some even boast about their material wealth, their achievements, connection, education, and even oppress people and behave as if they have tomorrow in their hands. For me, it is nothing but a show of ignorance about the finite nature of life. The psalmist showed wisdom when he prayed in Psalm 90, verse 12. Teach us to realize the brevity of our life, that we may gain wisdom of heart. While admonishing people who behaved as if tomorrow was their personal property, under their control, St. James asks, now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business and make money. Why? You do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? What is my life? St. James asks, you are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes immediately. You and I will die one day, a day we do not know. So why fight dirty over material and passing things? Why are you boasting? Why am I boasting? I'm bragging. Remember that we are dust, and unto dust we shall return. Reason demonstrates it, and experience proves it. The church reminds us today of the reality of the end time, or the end of time, and the second coming of Jesus. A day will come when Jesus will come in the clouds with great power and glory to reward each one according to their deeds. The liturgy of today, therefore, calls our attention to the vanity and shortness of life. And the fact that there is either punishment or reward for everyone, depending on the kind of life that we live here on earth. If we live right by loving God and our neighbors and doing God's will, we shall inherit eternal life. But if we live our lives doing evil and living sinful lives after death, we shall wake up to shame and everlasting contempt, says our first reading. I strongly believe that none of us here this morning desire to go to purgatory or hell. We all want to go to heaven and be with God forever. We can achieve this by living simply, humbly, godly life and striving to love God and our neighbors and take delight in obeying the law of God. And so, be gentle and patient with people around you. Understand that people are different. Be humble enough to apologize when you are wrong. Be kind and help people who genuinely need your help if you have the means. Treat your spouse, those who live and work with you, with kindness, respect, and dignity. Be honest, truthful in whatever you do. Be sensitive to the plights and feelings of people. Try not to cause people needless pain by your words and actions. Be a peacemaker. Let your presence bring joy to people who encounter you. Do not give or seek the counsel or advice of bad friends and loved ones or the wicked. Run away from friends who consciously lead you into sin. Quote me anywhere. You must not be in the good book of everyone. It is better to be in the bad book of some friends and family members and remain in the good book of God. Hence, the psalmist says, "Blessed is the man who follows not the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the path with sinners." Forgive those who offend you and constantly seek God's mercy by going regularly to the confessional. If we live our lives in this way, we shall not be afraid to die whenever death comes knocking, because death will meet us living humbly, simply, and godly lives. And so nothing to fear. Catholics who strive to live in the state of grace daily and in friendship with God the Almighty have no reason to fear death. Death for them will simply be a passage into eternal glory and peace. A good news, not damnation. God will simply show them the path of life and light and fullness of joy in His presence.